In this video, we're going to demonstrate how to apply and set the parameters for interferential current. Okay, so we have our lovely Miss Layla all set up for quadrupolar interferential. Okay, so Layla has perhaps capsulitis. She has a shoulder that's quite a bit of pain in it. And we want to get to the structures that are causing the pain, and they're deeper. So this is one way to get a deeper and a larger area to address the pain, to help manage pain within that area. Okay, so here we've set up 4 electrodes for our quadrupolar. Okay, and you can see that here, black with black, okay, is crossing the channel with gray and gray. Okay, so there are 2 channels, one channel going, sorry guys, one channel going this way, between here, and the other channel there. So it's the crossing of those 2 currents that is going to have that interference for the interferential current. And so the effect is going to be deeper into the tissues, okay, in the areas where those cross. One thing we've just made sure, we had a check of Layla's skin, and there are a couple little lesions, so we've stayed away from that. Okay, so the electrodes are well attached. If we wanted to then start moving her arm, of course we would make sure that they were perhaps a little bit more tape if she were to start moving it. All right, so I'll come over here, and we'll go to home. Okay, and this again is we're applying electrotherapy, electrical current to the skin. So we'll choose electrotherapy. And for IFC, you see that there are 2 choices. So there's pre-modulated, in which there are 2 poles, and traditional 4-pole IFC. Okay, so we're going to choose that one for today. And we'll go on to edit. Okay, and then we have different choices. Okay, so sweep here refers more to whether you have fixed frequency or you have a modulated frequency. So here it would be going between 150 hertz and 80 hertz. Okay, so and that is to address any accommodation that may happen if you have a fixed frequency. We're actually going to use it on a fixed frequency here, and again, so that beat frequency is going to be fixed, and we've chosen, we can choose 100 hertz, or we can edit it, and let's put it maybe up to 120. Okay, because we've used this with Layla before, and she responds really well. She finds 120 quite comfortable. Okay. If you wanted to have muscle stim, we would put that down to 50 hertz. If you wanted to have more of a low frequency TENS effect, we can put it down to 10 hertz to 8 hertz to 5 hertz. Okay. I'll show you here vector scan. So this is where we have the choice of being able to have electrical current, the effect of the crossing of the 2 currents be in different places. So we can make the vector scan where, okay, we can, instead of being in this clover shape, what we'll see is if we change it, there's going to be a change in the amplitudes of the 2 channels. Okay, the 2 channels won't be the same, and that will effectively pull the current more towards one pole or 2 poles rather than the other. Okay, so by changing the angle, okay, and you can do that when it's on your patient, they will have a different experience of having stimulation in different areas between those 2 electrodes. So let's keep it at 45 degrees for now. And what you can do once it's on with your partner, have a feeling of what it feels like to change that angle. Okay, so that is if you want to have set the vector at a specific point. The other choice I have then is to have the scan, a vector scan, and we can set it either to 40% or 100%, and you should be trying both of those during the lab. And what you'll see is that there'll be a change in the amount of current going through each of the electrodes, each of the 2 channels. Okay, so let's start with it. At 40%. Okay, and now what we're going to do? Okay, so Layla, we're going to tell her what to expect. Okay, so very similar to tingling. We want it to be fairly strong tingling, but it should be comfortable. Okay, and then once we start it, you'll start to feel that it may be moving from place to place. Okay? Again, we want to say, make sure that you're not going to touch the electrodes. It may feel itchy, but don't try not to scratch it. Okay. We're going to put the machine where she can adjust both the intensity by turning it up or down. We'll show her how to do that. Okay. She can pause it, or she can stop it if she needs to. Okay. If she is going to be up and moving around, what we can do is secure the lead wires. Okay, we'll use some tape and tape it so it's not going to be in her way. Okay, and we may even kind of put them around over her neck and around the back. All right, so then we can come here and start to turn it up. And we know from experience that she won't even feel it until we're up to at least 5. So let's go fairly quick up to 5. And Layla, let me know when you start to feel it.
I'm starting to, but it's very weak.
Okay, so now instead of asking her, is that enough? I want her to say, okay, well, I want you to have a fairly strong feeling, okay, but it should still be comfortable.
Sure.
Okay? So tell me when, is it still comfortable?
Yes.
Are you getting a longer, bigger feeling?
Oh, yes.
Is it beginning to be less comfortable?
We could go more. Oh, okay, that's about the limit.
Okay, so here we are. Okay, and again, we haven't started it yet, and so there's no modulation happening there. So when we press start, okay, and what we'll see is, because it's on a vector scan, there's going to be, the current is moving from one to the other. So now what I want you to do with your partners is really define what that feeling is. Okay, we won't ask Layla because you guys will get a chance to feel that in the line. All right, so that's 4-pole interferential current. And you will also have a chance to try it with pre-modulated or just the 2 poles.